Hey, what's up guys? It's Spike here at Mega's Minicon, first ever Minicon. I'm here with the legendary Vic Mignogna.
Hello everybody. We're having a blast here. Good to see you here.
It's an awesome time. Hope you're enjoying your time here at Mega's Minicon.
I am. I'm so excited to be here. I flew back from an event in San Juan, Puerto Rico this weekend because I didn't want to miss this event.
That means a lot to everyone here. Like, as you can see, the lines you had all day.
Yeah, they mean a lot to me, and I want to make sure they know that.
Awesome. Okay, just a couple questions.
Sure.
What is your favorite aspect of being a voice actor?
You know, I never expected to be a voice actor. I didn't set out to be a voice actor. It wasn't some dream that I had this goal. But I always loved acting. And so when somebody suggested that I try out for a studio in Houston, Texas, that dubbed anime, and they were looking for actors, I just thought it might be an opportunity to act, which is what I love. So I think some of my favorite parts of being a voice actor are, number one, probably the biggest one is that you can play characters, animated characters that you would never get cast as.
That's true, yeah.
In a live action. I mean, I've gotten to play giant, monstrous, muscle-bound Super Saiyans, which I clearly will never play that role. I've gotten to play tiny little teenage alchemists. Clearly, I would never play that role live action. High school students and Pokemon and Mecha, and that's been a real thrill to get to play characters that you wouldn't get to play on screen. The second thing probably is the ease with which you can just go into a studio and record. You don't have to memorize your lines. You don't have to do rehearsals for blocking, makeup, wardrobe, none of that. You go in and you record and you're in and you're out. So that's really cool too. I've been very, very blessed over the 20 years that I've been doing it.
Yes, I think that's the most awesome part about voice acting, because you can literally be anyone you want, and you don't have to sit in a chair doing makeup for like 12 hours.
Exactly, exactly.
So that has to be a plus. If you could play any character in any sci-fi universe, be it a comic book character, Marvel, DC, who would you be?
I've already done it.
You've done it all.
I've already done it. There he is, right there.
Really
Give me that picture.
This one?
Yep, red one.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
Captain Kirk.
He's done it all.
A sci-fi universe. When I was a little boy, it was all about Captain. It was all about Star Trek. I lived for that show. Ate, slept, and breathed it. My mother hated it because I just was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And about 7 years ago, I started a live-action web series called Star Trek Continues. We rebuilt the entire soundstage from the original Star Trek. And we started making episodes. We made 11 full-length episodes. We have over 10 million viewers now.
That's crazy.
And it picks up right where the original Star Trek was canceled. And then it ends right where the motion picture begins.
Oh, okay.
So it perfectly fills that gap in between.
That's awesome, because not a lot of series do that. So where there's always a blank space, and you're just like, what happened in those years?
I don't know if you know this or not, but the original Star Trek, Captain Kirk at the beginning of every show used to say, "These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. It's 5-year mission." Well, they were canceled abruptly in their 3rd season. And the next time you saw those characters was 10 years later in Star Trek the Motion Picture. And by then, Kirk had become an admiral, and Spock had gone back to Vulcan. Everybody had gone their separate ways. So my thought was, let's pick up where they left off and finish the 5-year mission and leave everybody right where they were when the motion picture was out. And it was a thrill to get to play my childhood hero.
That's amazing. Because as a fan, you watch a series or a show, but you always want to dig deeper. So for you providing that closure, I guess, or
yeah, and I mean, Star Trek is arguably the most iconic television series in history. I mean, here we are 60 years later,
seriously,
still with Star Trek series, Discovery, new Picard coming out, J.J. Abrams movies, on and on for 60 years. So it was neat to give closure to this iconic show.
Which that leads me to my next question. It's a perfect segue. Why do you think Dragon Ball has been so popular? Like, why do you think pushes it to be such an iconic show 30 plus years later?
I think probably, I think that it really appeals to young kids, especially guys in their teens and stuff. And then they grow up and they get married and they have kids and they're able to share it with their kids.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's this nostalgia of, like, you know, taking your kid to see a Broly movie 15 years after you saw a Broly movie, and you know, the figures and so much of the cool merchandise and the shows. It's a neat thing to pass on and share with the next generation. It's kind of like Power Rangers, you know? I mean, Power Rangers have been around for what, 25, 30 years?
Yeah, easily.
And there are all these different iterations of it, new groups of people, but it's still Power Rangers. And these Power Rangers go to these conventions, and they have tons of people that want to meet them because when they were kids, Power Rangers was their thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a nostalgia to it. And then they have kids, and they introduce them to the new Power Rangers. I think Dragon Ball is much like that. It's a simple concept of tournament and battling and challenges and friendships.
Exactly.
It's been a real privilege to be a part of it.
Yeah, and you're completely right, because I was a kid when I watched my very first Broly movie, and I took my 9-year-old son in January to see the Broly movie.
Right?
So
there it is.
It was awesome.
There it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is the most interesting item you've received at a convention? Because I know you guys get tons of gifts at conventions. So.
Oh my gosh. You're going to get me in trouble. Because somebody will watch this and be like, he didn't say the thing I gave him. I'm not going to say anything specific, but I will tell you this. I have received so many wonderful gifts over the years, and very kind, conscientious gifts. And I remember when I was young, I used to make things and build props and costumes from Star Trek, so I know what it takes to build things, and the time and the energy and the concentration to make things. And I see these fans and the gifts that they give me, and as soon as I look at it, I'm imagining this person in their bedroom for hours and hours and hours working on something that they're going to give me, and I'm so humbled. Honestly, I'm so humbled by it that people would spend that kind of time.
Yeah, those are honestly like the gifts that mean the most. They put their time and effort to perfect something to give to you.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes.
What has been your favorite role to reprise over the years?
Probably Full Metal. I think Full Metal Alchemist was such an amazing show. And certainly not because of me, just because it was an amazing show, and I was just lucky enough to be in it. But I loved that character and the story so much. It was a real privilege to be able to play that role.
That anime really means a lot to a lot of people.
It does, and I, like I said, it's such an honor to have been able to play it. You could go your entire career and never play a character like that, you know?
That's true.
It'd be like Mark Hamill, you know? He could go his entire career playing bit parts here and there, maybe a lead in a small movie here and there, but he played Luke Skywalker. You know, who gets to play that kind of iconic role? It's very rare.
It's a legendary role.
So to get to be a part of that show and to see how well it was received was really a blessing, really a gift.
It's awesome. You did an amazing job. I mean, you do an amazing job across the board. So
Thank you so much. Well, I have dearly loved what I've had the opportunity to do over the years.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing with us.
My pleasure.
Rapid fire time.
Okay.
To keep you on your toes.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Favorite color.
Cobalt blue.
That's a good one. Favorite animal.
Duck-billed platypus. Or sharks. Love sharks.
Favorite food.
Steamed blue crab from the eastern shore of Maryland.
Ooh. Now I'm hungry. Best anime of all time.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Good one, good one. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No, not really.
No?
But pineapple is good. And as somebody who just came from Puerto Rico and drank 15 pina coladas, I love pineapple.
Just not on pizza. Summer or winter?
That's tough. Because they both have their qualities.
I guess it depends where you are too. Because like summer in Texas.
And winter in Minnesota, or Wisconsin is bitter.
Yeah.
That's tough because I love snow skiing, but I love playing sports in the summer, and I mean, that's tough. That would be hard to choose. If you live someplace where the climate is pretty much the same all the time, it gets boring. You know?
Yeah.
So I like the change of seasons. You know, you love putting on that jacket for the first time, you know?
True, yeah.
And by the end of the winter, you're ready to put some shorts on and go play ball or something.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can answer that. What would yours be?
See, mine, I've always been a summer guy, but the AC in my car broke this summer, and it was brutal. So I just could not wait for hoodie season. So I'm kind of happy with the weather right now, but typically a summer person. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will not take any more of your time. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Again.
My pleasure.
It's been an honor.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.